Welcome back to another episode of Beer, Bacon, and Blows. As always, Adam, Chris, Keith, Alex did not want to join us for this video, mainly because he doesn't know NBA. And with that being said, 76ers, Brooklyn Nets, big time trade last week. Actually, a lot of movement going on,
There's a lot of trades, yeah.
Towards the end of that trade deadline coming up for the NBA. But the biggest so far, 76ers Nets. A, who do you think won the trade? And then B, what are your thoughts on it?
The Nets won the trade. They got 2 first-round picks and like one of the best defensive players in the game. The Nets definitely won that trade.
Yeah, I'll actually agree with Keith on this. I think if it had just been Ben Simmons for James Harden, I would have probably called it maybe
Wash.
A wash or a 76er win.
76er win that.
But to literally get Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, 2 first-round draft picks. I mean, for
James Harden and Paul Millsap.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I like James Harden, I really do, and I think that he was a little handicapped in the Nets with having Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. Not like they were ever all healthy together. I mean, they played 7 games together.
No, Kyrie Irving can't play anywhere other than Brooklyn.
Yeah, so I mean, really,
Speaking of that trio there in Brooklyn, of 113 games, how many games do y'all think they were on the court together all at the same time?
I think it's like 9.
7.
It's 16 total games.
Wow. Yeah. I mean,
so not only that, I added up what their supposed salaries were for the year. You were paying $138 million for those 3 guys to play 16 games together.
Yeah. I mean, it was good in theory. It just didn't work out, and I don't think that a lot of people. I mean,
well, they did it last year to make the run. That was the only reason they did it last year was to make the run, and it didn't work.
Yeah. I mean, it just doesn't. It didn't make a whole lot of sense when you brought them together. Like, I thought, wow, it's a lot of offensive power, right? But there's only one ball, and you really typically only. I mean, what do you get? 2? At best, you get 2 shots of possession.
Yeah.
So I mean, you got 3 guys that don't know how to play defense anymore either. Kevin Durant played defense when he played for
in
OKC or even Golden State. Like he would typically guard the best forward and he actually played a little bit of defense. But ever since he's popped that Achilles, you go to Brooklyn and he just hasn't played defense. And I can't blame him. I mean, it's all about scoring right now. Well, no, it's all about scoring, right? It's the best way to get paid, the best way to get superstars, score a bunch of points. So, I mean,
James Harden
hasn't
played defense in 12 years.
No,
since OKC had played defense.
No, I don't think he played defense at OKC either, really. But I mean, for the team that gave up all this stuff to get James Harden, you lose the trade just because you gave up so much stuff.
Absolutely.
And I mean, I think the 76ers. I'm going to call this a win for both sides, though. And I was telling Alex this the other day. I think the Nets get somebody in Ben Simmons that can rebound and play defense. They already have the scorers with Kyrie and Kevin Durant.
Yep.
They needed somebody that can guard another guard or even swing to a 2 or 3 if he needs to. And
could cover all the way down to a 3 and a small 4 if he needed to. Like,
he's 6'8". He can probably cover most power forwards.
I say he's 6.
He's 6'8".
Oh, okay. I thought he was like 6'9".
No, he's like 6'8". So he can cover most power forwards.
Yeah, and I think it really gives them a great defender to kind of offset what James Harden was doing. Now you can have 2 focal scorers and a great defender. And for Ben Simmons, the mental aspect of being in Philadelphia and their fan base, it was too much for him. And now you don't have the pressure on you.
You don't have to be the main ball handler.
Exactly. You don't have that kind of pressure on you. But then for the 76ers to go get somebody in James Harden that, let's say he gets healthy. Let's say he loses the weight. Let's say he gets himself mentally checked right. And he can go drop 28, 30 points a game for this team. And you already have Joel Embiid who's already doing his superstar stuff.
Yeah.
It gives them a shot too. Who makes the deeper run now? Is it going to be the 76ers or is it going to be the Nets? They're right beside each other in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah. I say they're probably sitting
2 spots apart in the playoffs right now.
I think it's going to be Brooklyn with the way that offensively they can score the ball between Kyrie and KD, and now adding Seth, who is a great spot up shooter. And now you're just, hey, Ben, I don't need you to drop 15 to 20 points a game. Go get me 10 rebounds and guard the best guard through small forward. I want you to play to your strengths.
Yeah.
And so I think that's going to really help them. That gives them that defensive boost that I feel like they have been missing between that 1, 2, and 3 spots they hadn't had. So I think Brooklyn does, but you do make a very strong case that if James Harden gets healthy and gets right mentally, physically, he will also improve the 76ers. You know, giving them a true point guard that is has very good ball handling skills, can hit threes on the regular, but is also a great finisher at the rim, and knows how to facilitate the ball, to get the ball to Joel Embiid when he needs to, and make things happen around the court. So if James Harden can get right, I think they can also make a deep run, but I still think Brooklyn, has definitely won the trade, especially by getting 2 first-round picks. But B, I think they make the bigger run, and they have a little more consistency scoring than I think the 76ers would have.
You would say they probably have a better all-around team.
Yeah.
You want to make a prediction on that?
I would still go on what I've said for the last couple of minutes, that Philadelphia would make the bigger run just because their whole team can play everywhere. Again, if Brooklyn's not like a top 4, if they don't have a top 4 seed, they're not going to have home court advantage. So they're going to have to play the majority of their games away from Brooklyn. Kyrie can't play away from Brooklyn. So there goes half your scoring.
Yeah.
So I still think Philly makes a bigger run based on that.
I'm actually going to go 76ers too, and what I'm doing is I'm betting on James Harden now, feeling like he's back in control, that he's the superstar on the team. And so for me, I think if James Harden again can get himself mentally checked right, healthy, get out there and start scoring that 28 points a game, take the most shots, which is what he's probably going to do in Philadelphia, then I would say that I feel better about Philly making a deeper run with the superstar talent between him and Embiid. Because I think Embiid's had a really, really, really great year.
Oh yeah, but he has for the past 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah,
I think he's had really good years.
But I think that this has been a very special year for Joel Embiid, and maybe he is really starting to become. He can be in the conversation for the best big man in the league. I mean,
between him, Jokic, Giannis.
Yeah, I mean he can be in that conversation right now, and I think.
When you say big man,
I mean power forward center. Yeah, okay. I mean power forward center. So Giannis is technically a 3. So I mean he plays like a 3. He plays like a 4. He plays like a power forward.
I thought that's what they had him finally listed as, a power forward.
But I mean he kind of play like he technically is a small forward.
Okay.
But anyways,
is that just like LeBron being 6'8" and he plays the point?
Yeah.
He should be playing a small forward or a power forward too.
Forward, yeah. So. But I think Joel Embiid has really taken himself to the next level.
When this whole thing started between Sixers and Nets, you're saying the Sixers are going to make a deeper run.
Sixers make a deeper run,
but the Nets
won the trade. Absolutely.
Same for me.
Okay. And I'm saying, of course, Nets won the trade, but I think they'll top to bottom got a little bit better team. Will be able to make a little bit longer run than the 76ers will.
Okay. Let us know in the comments what you think, and as always, like, comment, and subscribe.